Now, I'm sure you know that there's a YouTube channel out there for pretty much anything you could possibly desire. And after seeing this video in my recommended, I was obviously intrigued in the world of gambling YouTubers. Now, this guy that made this video is one of, if not the biggest gambling content creators out there. His name's Vegas Matt. He has 1.33 million subscribers on YouTube, 1.3 million followers on Instagram, and nearly 700,000 followers on TikTok. Now, the first video that popped up in my recommended that definitely piqued my interest was called I'm Gambling $1 Million Today. Now, my first thought when I clicked on this video was, how does this guy get the disposable income to spend $1 million gambling for a YouTube video, especially with only 1.3 million subscribers? For reference, $1 million is almost as much as Mr. Beast spends on each of his videos, and he has nearly 450 million subscribers. Now, obviously that interested me quite a bit. How does this guy have this much money? Not to mention, looking at this guy's channel, he literally uploads gambling content every single day. Now, I would also like to mention that this guy's video only got like 5 million, almost 5 million views, under 5 million views actually. And for reference, you need about approximately 350 million views to make $1 million off a YouTube video. So obviously he's not making his money back on the YouTube video. But that got me wondering if maybe he made it back or at least broke even at the casino. Now, there's only one way to know that, and that's to watch his video. Now, this guy's video is 1 hour and 30 minutes long, so obviously I'm not going to be watching the entire video for this. So I think I bumped the volume dial of my mic and it kind of blew it out for a few minutes, so apologies for that. Alright, so I'm just kind of skimming through this guy's video here. I don't want to infringe on it too much, you know. I'm not a reaction channel. Also, if I'm being honest, gambling's kind of boring. That might just be my age speaking. But I feel like gambling's pretty boring if it's not your money and you're not winning. So anyway, I'm just going to skim through it and show you guys some highlights before we get to the money question, how he makes his money, which is certainly interesting. So stick around for that. Oh yeah, what do you think of my little viewer retention trick, the spinning rat? Okay, so here's our lovely gentleman here. He looks a little like, I'm not going to say that. I can't say that. That might be slanderous. I'm not going to say it. Now, here our buddy Matt's playing some blackjack. I'm going to be honest, I have no idea how this game works, so I just skimmed through it, and I found out that he has some wise words to say about it.
4 and a 9, 13, that's never stopped us. Well, you can't, in fairness, you can't win every hand. These places would go out of business.
No, that's...
no, we can't have that.
At least he's a little self-aware about it, I guess. So he continues to play some more blackjack, and it looks like he loses 2 games. $50,000 hands, by the way. And then he wins 2, so he almost breaks even, but then he says this.
1, 7, I like that. I like that picture.
That
works. Yeah. All right, you win 2, you lose 2. That's break even. That's good. I like it.
I mean, $2,500 in commission, but you know, it's close.
Yeah, who's counting?
Now, at his level of wealth, I'm sure it doesn't matter too much, but I feel like to any normal person, $2,500 or whatever it was would be rather devastating. So I skipped a pretty sizable portion of this video here, but I mean, you get it. You win some, you lose some. You know, it's the casino, that's how it goes. But after gambling nearly $1 million up to this point, so he says he's either down $120,000 after gambling nearly $1 million, or at best, he's up $75,000 after nearly $1 million in gambling. Hold on, let's see what I would buy with $120,000, which is how much this guy is potentially going to lose at worst. Just to put into perspective how much money that actually is. So that took longer than I expected it to, but here's what I would buy. Here's what all I would buy with $120,000, which is what this guy is potentially going to lose after spending $1 million gambling at the casino. 2017 Forest River Salem Villa destination trailer. I currently live in a basement, but ideally, I know it's a little unorthodox, so this is what I would like to live in. Who needs an apartment when you can get this? And you own it too. So that's what I would buy first. That's 25 grand right there. Then obviously I need somewhere to park it. So I found this $25,000 property. It's right here, right outside of Asheville, North Carolina. Perfect place to live. 1.4 acres for 25 grand right outside of Asheville. In this economy, not bad, I have to say. Right on the side of a mountain too, which is perfect. And relatively level. And look at that, we already have a fire pit. I think that's what that is. I can't quite tell. But it comes complete with a fire pit, which is perfect. Now this is where my priorities are probably going to show quite a bit. 2014 Porsche Cayman 6-speed manual. Look at that for $28,732. 6-speed manual without the ugly steering wheel. I hate the ugly steering wheel. I'll put up a picture of the ugly one. I would personally prefer it in white, but black's pretty good too. Not a fan of the wheels. I'd probably switch them out. But I mean, regardless, good deal there. And then next, this is the big ticket item, a 2009 Nissan GTR for a pretty reasonable $42,000. It's a pretty good color, although I would prefer Regal Red, but that's pretty rare. Black interior, just how I'd want it. Also, not a fan of the wheels on this. I'd probably switch them out. I think those are hubcaps. Yeah, those look like hubcaps. Why would you put hubcaps on a GTR? That's odd. Sold for 42 grand. That's pretty respectable, even though it is high mileage. That's actually a pretty good deal. So I was recording this at like 3 a.m. So somehow I forgot to mention that you'd still have $25,000 left to spend. My thinking was that you could use the extra 25 grand for stuff that the property might need, like electricity or whatever. So there you go. That's how much $120,000 can get you right now in this economy. 2 luxury sports car, a luxury RV to live in, and your own property that you own. So it's just kind of crazy to me that this guy is so comfortable potentially losing $120,000. Anyway, let's continue. Let's watch him play this huge blackjack hand to end this video out. I think it's blackjack. It might be baccarat or something. I don't know. Anyway, let's watch this. I don't know how much he's seen him spend. I think it's like 100 grand or something. Apparently the most money the casino's ever seen gambled at once.
$100,000 going in. Is that 100?
Yep.
All right, our one card is a jack. All right, so he's leading 1-0. Let's see your other card. How about a picture? 5.
He actually wins $100,000 off this one hand. That's pretty crazy, I have to say. So somewhat surprising to me, at the end of this $1 million gambling spree, he's actually up like 76 grand. That's pretty cool. I mean, that's pretty impressive. Maybe I'll become a professional gambler. What do you guys think? Okay, leave in the comments if I should go buy a fake ID off the black market and I should start my own gambling career. I'm just kind of shocked he left the casino making money. I mean, $76,000 after investing $1 million. That's not a great turnout, you know, but I mean, for the casino, I expected a lot worse. Anyway, now that we're done with this video where he gambles $1 million, now I think it's time to answer the question, how does he actually make his money? Shocker, it's by pretty shady means. I mean, I kind of expected it, considering he kind of looks like a certain famous financier. Is that slander? Can I put that in the video? Am I gonna get sued by Vegas Matt? I guess I don't really have anything for him to take, so bring it on, Vegas Matt. But anyway, I think it's time we get into the specifics of how this guy makes his money. Alright, so now let's get to how Vegas Matt actually made his money in the first place. According to Wikipedia, Matt was described as working as a bed and breakfast operator and Hollywood film producer. I don't know what a bed and breakfast operator is. He was also a financier of the 1988 film Night of the Demons. Financier, you say? I'm just saying, I might be right about that. However, most of his wealth came from the multi-level marketing schemes Fund America and Vima. Now, if you don't know what an MLM is, multi-level marketing, I'm going to try and explain it to the best of my ability. So you've probably heard of a pyramid scheme, and an MLM is pretty similar to that. So a pyramid scheme is a fraudulent business model where participants mainly earn money by recruiting new members to sell for the company instead of the actual products. So these schemes tend to require new sellers to pay a fee to sell their products and then pay for the product after to sell to other people, or they require a large commission from each product sold. MLMs and pyramid schemes are pretty unsustainable, and as soon as you run out of new recruits, as soon as people find out the secret, basically, the businesses tend to fail. So what I just described is a pyramid scheme. Now an MLM is pretty dang similar to that. MLMs are also known as a network marketing or pyramid selling. It's a controversial and sometimes illegal marketing strategy where a non-salaried workforce sells the MLM's products and then in turn putting a large commission on each product sold, or putting a really large upfront buy-in fee to sell for them, and then you have to buy their product afterwards to sell. The MLM's products or services aren't the point of the company. That's not the point. That's not how they make the money usually. Popular MLMs you may have heard of are Pampered Chef, Mary Kay, Avon Beauty, and Herbalife. Now where the scam part comes in is that it's usually impossible for you to make money. Say you're signing up to sell for an MLM. Either no one wants to buy the absolute trash products or the commission is just like too high to actually make any decent amount of money off a sale. Basically, they supply the product, you sell it, and you get rich. Now, does it ever go like that? No, of course not. So now that you know what an MLM is, let's get back to Vegas Matt and his involvement in Fund America and Vima. So Vima was a multi-level marketing company that sold like health and fitness products, I think. What was it? Health and wellness products, I guess. But Vima's actually best known for being shut down by the FTC in 2015 for running an illegal pyramid scheme. The FTC alleged that the company's business model relied on recruiting new members who were encouraged to purchase products and recruit others, rather than the retail sales to outside customers. That's a pyramid scheme right there. So basically, multi-level marketing is literally just a pyramid scheme. I don't understand how it's legal and a pyramid scheme's not. The FTC later returned over $2.2 million to people affected by it, so basically the scam victims. Now, Fund America was a discount buying club that marketed customer memberships through multi-level marketing. I'm not really sure what that means. However, Fund America's founder, Robert T. Edwards, was arrested in August 1990 for allegedly running a pyramid scheme. Of course. Later that month, Robert T. Edwards was fined $20.4 million by Florida for running a pyramid scheme. But anyway, what does this have to do with Vegas Matt and how much was he involved? Well, honestly, I can't really seem to find too much on his involvement with Fund America, but I do know that he at least made a lot of money from Vima. Now, Vegas Matt's exact involvement with these pyramid schemes is proving kind of hard to find out. Like, I really looked. It was pretty difficult to find anything about it. I don't know if he like scrubbed all it from the internet or something, but this is also my first time researching this heavily for a video, so forgive me, I might not know all the tips and tricks to find the deep information. However, I looked pretty hard and I couldn't find too much about it, but all I know is that he made a lot of money off of them. I've seen like 7-point-something million that he's made from them. I don't know how true that is though. But one of the things I did find was this YouTube video from 12 years ago from this channel with 500 subscribers. Now this video only has like 2,000 views and it's from 12 years ago. It describes Matt Morrow, Vegas Matt's real name, as a royal ambassador for the company. Not entirely sure what they mean by royal ambassador, but sounds like pretty high up involvement to me. So let's watch this video where he describes how great Vima is. This might be one of the worst aged videos on the internet. Let's see. So clearly he's rather wealthy. He's rolling up to his mansion, described as a royal ambassador.
My neighborhood now is just absolutely amazing. I drive in and I'm like, I seriously live here?
Well, there he is, in the flesh. I don't know if you can tell or not since this video is so low quality, but that's our boy Vegas Matt right there.
In my community, it's like Mike Tyson, Joe Pesci, Frank Thomas. I can't even discuss who my next door neighbor is, I'm afraid.
Who is his next door neighbor? We need to find out. Who do you think his next door neighbor is? Leave it in the comments.
A dream never comes to fruition unless you have it. So literally in my mind, I had it picture, circular driveway in the front.
Oh, the Vima car, look at that.
When someone asks me, what do you like to do with your family?
Oh, as we can see, he's always been into gambling. Look at that, a lifelong gambler.
I've learned something about getting in shape finally with Vima. It's like, hey, eat healthier, make better choices, don't get so hungry that you wolf down a bunch of garbage.
Here he goes describing how great Vima is. Oh god, that's a horrifying freeze frame. Look at him, he looks like a psycho.
What are you doing differently? You look good. I mean, it's not that difficult to do the right thing. And it actually feels good to feel good.
Wow. It feels good to feel good, guys. Did you know that? I didn't.
To be able to just spend a few years where you're home all the time and you're there and the kids have a party, it's at your house and you really get a chance to be with your kids. That to me is what life's all about.
Honestly, it just kind of sounds like he's speaking complete nonsense. That is a nice house though. Jeez.
I love sitting in the hot tub. I don't know what it is about being in water, but I find that if you sit down and you relax in a hot tub, you can have some amazing discussions.
So what does this have to do with the Vima whatever? He's literally just discussing how his hot tub gives him godly power. So what does this have to do with anything?
It just fascinates me that so many people don't like network marketing.
Network marketing is just an ambiguous term for MLM, by the way.
Yet they have no idea what they're talking about. And they are in situations like I was, where they're working at jobs that they don't really like, making an amount of money that, you know, is not even enough to live. And like, give you an example, when someone called me to invite me to a meeting, I said, look, I've seen Amway, NSA, USA, Mary Kay, there's no freaking way.
Those were bars. We gotta put that in a song.
I said, look, I've seen Amway, NSA, USA, Mary Kay, there's no freaking way I'm getting in one of those pyramid. Amway, NSA, USA, Mary Kay, there's no freaking way I'm getting in one of those pyramids.
Well, isn't that ironic? So basically, he's saying he changes the term from multi-level marketing to network marketing, trying to separate it from MLMs, pyramid schemes. 2 seconds earlier.
There's no freaking way I'm getting in one of those pyramids.
Just to remind you, Vima was sued by the FTC for being a pyramid scheme. So this just aged gracefully.
And I was just such a jerk, and I don't know why. Because literally, this is the best thing that has ever happened to me.
So he has just literally gone full shill. I don't believe for a second that he actually believes what he's saying. Like, I can just tell that he's lying to just like make the company look good. Like I said though, I couldn't actually find how he got to the top. I'm not really sure about how he got to the top in the first place, but all I do know is that he was at the top, and the only way to make money with an MLM is to be at the top.
I was watching an interview on 60 Minutes with someone the other day, and he says everybody on my team, you know, he's not in our industry, but he said everybody on my team is smarter than I am. And I think that is also one of my keys to success. I am not the best at what I do. There are people on my team that are better at everything than I am.
Yeah, the rich people at the top tend to be the dumb ones.
The only way you can be successful is if you help other people get what they want. So this is the perfect vehicle for me to pursue my definition of success.
Yeah, what do they want? They want money, but they're not getting that from an MLM, or literally a pyramid scheme. I shouldn't even call it that. It was actually prosecuted by the FTC as a pyramid scheme. So yeah, you're not getting anything out of that. The people that sign up for it want money and they don't get it. So you're just a filthy liar, man.
I mean, I think I'm just like the next guy. I think that's one of the keys to my success.
Are they washing their dog in the sink? That's not a normal thing to do, is it? People do not wash their dogs in the sink, right? I really hope not. That's disgusting.
What makes me happy is looking at my checking account, and instead of worrying about how I'm going to pay the mortgage and looking and seeing $378,000 in my checking account, that makes me happy. One of the things that I'm grateful for as far as Vima is that it's basically freed me from the stress of survival, and it's allowed me to live.
Yeah, but you're profiting off the people that you used to be like that were struggling to survive, and you're making the money off of them. You're basically stealing their money. So basically you're just exploiting them. So it may have freed you financially, but the people under you selling the product and making you the money are not feeling that way. They're actually feeling like you used to. So he's basically saying, I went from the exploited to the exploiter. He's just completely fine with that. Very telling to what kind of person he is. So that was the video by Vima Films. Certainly not biased and all true. Nowadays, Vegas Matt seems to be making his money from social media. He also partnered with FanDuel as of 2024. FanDuel says that Vegas Matt will create exclusive content on his social channels, including YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, that showcase the exciting product offering available on FanDuel Casino. That's a weird way to write that. That's a direct copy and paste. Why? It also says that he will appear at exclusive FanDuel customer events throughout the partnership. So I'm sure that nowadays that's how he makes all his money. I'm sure they pay him like a crap load of money. So does it surprise me that Vegas Matt gained most of his wealth from being a higher up in illegal pyramid schemes? Not really. Is Vegas Matt a scammer? Pretty much, yeah. Should you like this video and subscribe? Absolutely. So that was the wild world of gambling YouTubers. This is by far the most research I've ever done for one of these videos, and I'm pretty happy with it, I think. This video started as just oohing and eyeing at this guy gambling $1 million at a casino for a YouTube video, but it quickly turned into a scam investigation, CoffeeZilla style. So needless to say, I really didn't expect this video to turn into this, a scam investigation, but you know, I ain't complaining. That was pretty fun to do the research and stuff. I'm probably going to make more in-depth researched videos from now on, because I really enjoyed that. So that's the wild world of gambling YouTubers. Hope you enjoyed the video. The big video I was talking about in the last video that I'm working on is still in the works, getting edited. That one's going to take a while, but it should be out pretty soon, within the month, I hope. But yeah, I'll see you in the next video, whatever it may be. Bye!